Well, happy third Wednesday of the month to everybody out there. Welcome to Hotlap Humpday. We are here for the April edition of Hotlap Humpday. We are in Imola, and we are running the GT3 classes. So as usual, the same rules we've been running all year long. Hotlap Humpday will be a true leaderboard shootout, meaning there is 1 hour on the clock, just a hair under an hour on the clock. I see Kevin Ford is still not here, so our rules have not been updated, unfortunately, which means we're not going to have an inverted grid, Robby.
That's okay.
I just realized. But maybe we'll just audio solve that on the fly. But we are here at Imola, and we do have the GT3s. And if you want to join the Hot Lap competition, which means you have 1 hour to post your best lap lift. It's actually an hour and a half. What we have is practice and then the official 30-minute qualifying session. That will determine the actual leader or winner of today's event with the top time on the leaderboard. And then we will have a 15-minute fun race following all of our official activities. So if you have the GT3s and you want to join us, go look in the hosting section. It's hosted by Frank Rico. It is called the Ricmotech Hotlap Humpday. And the password for today's event, you can see it above us there, is Hotlap. Basic, simple. Just type in Hotlap and you can join us. And again, we have about an hour, a little under about 50 minutes of practice, followed by a 30-minute actual qualifying time to host our leaderboard competition. With me today, in the booth on the track, Robby Unser. So it'll be me and Robby kind of struggling against each other, with each other, against all of you out there. See who has the best time on the day, and I see a few cars are out on track already. That's a good thing. And unfortunately today we don't have an announcer I can take down apparently. So we know Kevin Ford was not able to make it today, and that's unfortunate. He's got family things he's been dealing with unfortunately for a little while, still keeping him away from the event. And I hear someone came in on the mic. A user joined my channel.
Looks like we got Jeff.
Jeff Jacobs.
Hey there, guys. How are you tonight?
Hey, Jeff, we have a
How are you?
announcer. Look at that.
That's right.
Let me change you. You are not Avery.
Exactly.
I'm so glad. I was just telling people that it's going to be a little quiet today because we have no announcer.
Well, hey, there you go. Running a little late here, but able to jump in here hopefully towards the beginning of the broadcast. And this should be a fun one. GT3 cars around Imola. That's going to be a great combination.
Yeah, this is a fun track. I like this track. Some tracks are fun. Some tracks are work. I've always loved Imola. It's got a good flow. I'm definitely getting an echo off of somebody. Somebody has dogs barking.
Probably mine.
You're causing your mic to go live.
Wow, I am really.
Little dog, definitely.
Hang on.
So as we were saying, Imola, great flow, great track. It's a fast track, so you carry some speed, which makes it a little fun to drive. Not on it. Still hearing myself on. Robby's microphone is very sensitive.
Yeah, looks like it.
I creep myself out with a double laughter. Alright, so Jeff, just so you know, I do in-game volume is drowning. Thank you, Dave. Let me make an adjustment on that. Which audio? Oh, I see what it's doing. Okay, I know how to fix this. Ay. I am not sure. Robby, your microphone is really sensitive. Like everything I say, I'm hearing on your microphone.
I'm hearing an echo with you too.
Are you hearing it now? Nope, it went away. It went away.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, good. Get dialed in there.
Let's see here.
Now, for some reason, I am not even seeing game volume.
Yeah, my iRacing volume isn't coming up on my, mixer. Weird.
Yeah.
So I don't have any way to shut it down, and it's super loud.
Your game volume is?
Yeah, like when I'm out running, I can't even hear you. I couldn't even hear my dogs.
But when you open up Volume Mixer and scroll to the right, you don't see iRacing anymore on
Nope.
it?
Nope.
Oh. Weird. I don't know what to do about that.
Yeah.
I cannot see my volume on my levels. I did make an adjustment. Is it still really loud, Dave, or anybody in the chat? Have I mentioned to anybody how much I loathe streaming?
Right.
So is my mic still super sensitive?
No. When you grab your mic or moved it, it fixed it.
Yeah. All I've got is Steam Google system and my TV lights. I'm not showing iRacing at all.
That's really weird. That's really weird. All right, well, hopefully our mixes, and you guys can let me know if the sound's still not great. I am going to quit the streaming business in the next not too distant period of time. I have found streaming to be very little reward for a whole lot of frustration. I know there are people who stream. That's great. I'm not knocking streaming as a concept. I do edit content. I do video streaming, and when I look at my channel and the growth of the streaming is not helping the channel's growth, and it is such a nightmare. Anyway, all right, away from that. I don't want to talk
So streaming is live compared to you going and editing. Is that the difference you're talking about?
Correct.
Okay.
When the car on screen is full throttle, it's a little hard to hear me. Okay, maybe I can try to just turn down iRacing independently on the iRacing side of things. Oh, I see, because we're on in-car. That's why. I'm on the wrong camera. I think if I got a TV camera, we'll be okay. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate the input. It helps a ton. You're flying blind when you're streaming. That's the aggravation. Is it's so hard to check your own work, which, there are very few things in the world that I do that I can't check my own work. All right. With that said, Jeff, I will have it on most interesting or most exciting. So my camera, just to kind of get us as synchronized as possible.
Sure.
I'll have it on most exciting, and it'll do a fairly decent job of staying with the same person throughout the stream, I think.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah, we got 12 people in the session so far, and of course it's early on, so I'm sure we'll see more people jumping on here as they either get home from work or finish dinner, or maybe in Leo's case, got his homework done, hopefully, already.
Why am I on a wet tire? I want my crew chief fired right now. Does not look wet at all. All right, do I have any setups for this car? That's a good question. What do I got? I got nothing. All right, iRacing setups. I am gonna go with a.
I went medium because.
Medium sprint.
Yeah. What else choice is there really?
Yeah. All right, that's where I'm gonna start. All right. Hey, Danny, how does this work? So this is Hotlap Humpday. We do this the third Wednesday of every month at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern. We have a 1-hour practice session just so everybody can get in the room, get acclimated. And then we switch to the qualifying mode, which brings in the strict rules. So any cuts will negate a lap. Any off-track will negate a lap. During that 30-minute qualifying, everybody posts their best lap time. You have 30 minutes to get your best lap in. And at the end of the 30 minutes, the fastest time is the honored winner of the April edition of Hotlap Humpday. So it is a leaderboard competition. Exactly after that qualifying session ends, we will do a 15-minute race just for the fun of it. It's really just for bragging rights. If you would not want to join us, we are on iRacing. And the easiest way to join is go into the hosted section on iRacing. Look for a room hosted by Frank Rico. That's the name of the host. Or you can look at my title. That would be Hotlap Humpday. Or you can look at my track. We're at Imola in the GT3 cars. So as long as you have Imola and you have one of the GT3 cars, you have everything you need to join us. And the password is Hotlap. The word Hotlap. You can see it above us up there on the screen. All right, I'm going to get out on track. And it is open to anyone and everybody. If you're watching and you have the content, you are eligible to be out here having fun with us. And Imola is a really fun track. GT3 cars are always big winners. Everyone loves the GT3 cars for the most part. And I am in the BMW today. I don't know what's a BMW. Whoa, that's off track. I've been running this in a prototype. Ow. Yeah, I've been running this in a prototype. A little bit more front nose bite. Danny just had the D-Box. Literally, I am on... What D-Box are you on? I am sitting on an HFL4 D-Box R-Seat platform right now. That's what I'm sitting in. You can see I have motion going. Get back on track. You can see. Woo! What were you missing? You know, every time you had a layer, I like to call them layers of immersion, and I think about everything that we do as being just one more layer of immersion. So, you know, let's start off with the obvious. Our video, you know, maybe you went to triples. That's added immersion. We got our audio. Having good sound is super important in a layer of immersion. And then obviously our steering wheels and our force feedback. Oh, I'm going to go off again because I'm not paying attention. Whoa, sorry. Sorry, Oldest. Or Brett. Sorry, Brett.
Okay.
Hey, Neil, are you going to join us? Come on, join us. You're on the 4250i Gen 1. I recall that. I think I ran one of those way back when they were coming onto the scene. Yeah, it changes the sim racing. That's haptics, another layer of immersion. All right, let's try to actually get a complete lap. And yes,
I can't get a lap to save my life.
I just haven't been running GT3s. I forgot how poorly these handle.
I'm glad I didn't have to say it.
Yeah, you gotta give those tires a chance to warm up a little bit on that outlap before they really get up to traction.
I can't even get around the corner.
And this is an F1 track. I mean, you want to just be flying around this thing.
Yeah.
Is this, Jeff, where Senna was killed or no?
You know, I'm going to have to look that up.
Neil, that sucks. I'm sorry, man. I would much rather be hot lapping than working, but hopefully we'll keep you entertained at least. Yeah, the immersion through the roof. It changed, you know, this goes back 15 years when I first started reviewing, but when I first tried a butt kicker, and this is a butt kicker running on the audio signal, so it wasn't even that timed with the game, but even back then, I was like, oh my God, if you turned it off after I used it for even 5 minutes and got used to it, it would be like, who turned off my sim? It's like, you just, once you add those layers, you just can't take them away. John Hill, do you have the GT3? Do you have the Imola? If you do, password today is Hotlap. I got someone right behind me and I can't get around the track, so I think I'm just gonna who is it? That's Jeff. Oh, it's Jeff behind me. Oh, go ahead, Jeff. I'm just kind of playing and talking to chat right now.
Oh, that's all right.
You took the BMW also, it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what I've been running in our Monday night series. Figured go with what you know.
Yeah.
Do you have
no,
any setups for it?
Good
Sure,
question.
I can throw some your guys' way to try out.
No, every month we change the car and track, and the whole beauty of Hotlap Humpday is the only
Go
thing
right
we know.
there.
Like in May, the third Wednesday of next month will be the next Hotlap Humpday, and that's all I can tell you. I don't know what car, I don't know what track, and I won't know until we join the event. Sometimes it means you will need to buy stuff, yes, because if you don't, now in this case, if you run the road racing, Imola is such a popular track, you probably either already have it, or I would definitely recommend getting it if you consider yourself a road racer, because it is such a popular track. And the GT3s, you just need one. You don't need all of the class. You just need one of the class. So pick your favorite GT3. And same thing, if you don't have it, but you road race, well, you kind of have to have the GT3s. It's the most popular car on the service in road racing, I do believe.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Mine is oversteering really badly once it gets.
Oh, terribly loose.
Yeah, I have no grip, and then I have too much grip on the nose. Is what's going on with me and my driving of this car right now. Oh, I'm not finding the balanced throttle point that gets my car. Here, I'm gonna let 2 cars go by here as I catch up with chat. Let's see here, who's behind me? That's David and Leonardo. Okay. So what we do is basically people just kind of know. So if you follow the sim pit, usually on the morning. So this morning, I posted that the event, just a reminder that the event was going on today at 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever your time zone is. But I still didn't know the combo myself. So when I posted that at 8 o'clock this morning, I had no idea where we were going to be running. And then we literally don't know until we show up for the stream. So when I got here at 2:45, about 15 minutes before you guys, I did know where we were. But believe me, I was still setting up. I wasn't getting any jump. This is literally my first. That was the first time I crossed the finish line, actually.
Yeah.
And then as far as which car, I think it might depend. Like, some people prefer a front engine rear wheel drive. They're considered probably a little easier to drive with a very predictable handling. So that would be like the BMW that I'm in, or the Mercedes is another front engine rear wheel drive. So they're going to handle like your typical American muscle car, kind of a little bit of, throttle oversteer is going to be in play for sure. You got a couple of mid-engines to choose from. So let's see, we got the McLaren, the Lamborghini, the Ferrari, and I think that GT3 Porsche is actually mid-engine. I believe that's the modern take on the GT3, if I'm not mistaken. But they will tend to have some really good mid-corner handling, but they might be a little twitchier at times, like entry and exit. Maybe be able to carry a little bit more speed. So I think that the front engine rear wheel drive cars are for drivers who like to really push and recover, versus the mid engine, I think, are a little bit more for people who know how to carry and conserve speed a little better. That's my interpretation. I don't think there's anything factually based on that, but that's kind of my thought on the difference between the two classes. And then there's the Ford GT, which I wouldn't recommend. If you're going to buy one of the GT3s, don't buy the Ford GT, as far as I've been told. Yeah, I like the Ferrari. It's the 296. It's a wicked, nasty Ferrari like they're supposed to be. Road Rash, look at your Ferrari. Road Rash... Road Rash, remind me, who are you in here? I will look at your car. Who are you? Look at me. I'm not even worried about lap times. I'm just here entertaining you guys. Now that my stream's running and we have our audio right, I'm not frustrated, and now I'm loving streaming again.
There you go. That's right.
Let's see. So let's look at a Ferrari. That's Ken Estep. That looks like a McLaren. No, that is a Ferrari.
David Levesque is out there in a Ferrari.
David, are you Road Rash? Because I know you're not Ken Estep.
Got Winterstorm is out there in a Ferrari.
Oh. Okay, that I know that's not. Oh wait, Scott could be. No, Scott shows up as Scott. There's another Ferrari. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Oh, he's got like Thank you, David. Thank you. All right, yeah. So we were gonna check out David. That was Scott Wennerstrom's Ferrari. So we do have a few Ferraris out there. Scott Wennerstrom, David Levesque. There he is on pit lane. And then I believe Ken Estep is also in a Ferrari in a Moza paint scheme.
Although right now, our top time is being held down by a Lambo, Andrus.
Lambo! All right, let's check out
time in
Andrus.
his red and white Lambo there. But he's only got about a half a tenth ahead of Brett Puncari. And just as I say that, Leo Dragata in the Porsche rips off a 43.1. So he's now got the fastest time by 3/10. But a lot of these drivers still kind of doing their orientation laps, you could say. They're getting out there and getting a feel for the track and getting some heat in the tires. So I think we're going to see some times changing here. I would bet we're going to see low 42s, but we'll see. Conditions pretty good. Doesn't seem like the track is all that hot.
Why is my most exciting not going to most exciting? There we go. Okay, now I'm back on most exciting. Let's hit some space bar. Now let's get Shaun back out on track. Ken Estep must do his own paint jobs. If you're just starting in iRacing, you purchase a GT Ferrari, you can use it. Yes. I hope I understood your question, but with iRacing, all content you need to buy, right? And then it's yours for any reason that you would use it. When you're running in a multi-class of any kind, multi-car class, even if it's multi-cars, one class like we're doing here, you only need to own one of the cars in the class, the one you're driving. So if I'm in the BMW, you do not have to buy the BMW just because I'm in it. But if you bought the Ferrari, you can run out here and all the other makes will be out there with you. You just won't be able to drive them.
Yeah, that's right, Shaun. And I think you can buy any car you want, and you can run it in probably in practices. You can run it in league races. You can run against their new AI. You probably wouldn't be able to compete in some of the official iRacing series because those you do have to have a certain license level, for. But folks kind of work their way up to that if they're interested in running the official series.
Yeah, we did, Andrews. It's because Kevin's been away. Kevin's got some personal things going on, and so I was unable to. We didn't get anything changed. I thought he was going to be here for today's event, but he set it up satellite, and at that point, it was too late for me to get things changed. Unfortunately, by the time I realized, so unfortunately, but I will make sure that we get a message prior to next. I said I'd do that last time, but I didn't. I'm sorry, Andrews. And Danny, I don't know. I could look. I don't know if I go to the official series and I go to. No. I want grid view, all series road. I want a double seat check. I don't know. It's been a while. Is there a rookie GT3 class?
Thank you.
That's what I want to know. So I'm gonna go to roads, sports car. There we go. And what's it doing? Official. No, why is it only showing me 2? Oh, because that's going to be IMSA. Nothing. What is going on? Eligible.
Well, we've got about 30 minutes, I think, left here in our just sort of open practice session, and then it's going to switch over to qualifying. We'll have about 30 minutes of qualifying. for folks who try to set their best lap. It's got to be a clean lap. You can't be getting those 1Xs, and that can be tricky here, Shaun. In the opening sections of this course, you get into those chicanes, and it's so tempting to use as much of that curb as you can, but you get a little, maybe carry a little too much speed in there, and it'll bite you with the 1Xs.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so it took me a while to get this answer because I didn't realize I was in my secondary account. So going by class, I just want to, so there is no rookie class that runs the GT3. You do start off in rookie, and I would highly recommend leaving the rookie class as quickly as you could. It's where the most crashes happen. Looking at the Class D, 4 cars. Nope, that's lower. I think it's going to actually start off with GT4s before GT3s in the current configuration. So there is... I just want to make sure I steer you guys in the right direction. I don't want to give you false information. So in the D class, there's a series. So if you have the Ferrari, it was your example, the 296 GT3 car. In D class, there are 2 areas you could drive that car. There's the Nürburgring Endurance Championship, which I think they changed cars. I don't know, but I do know it's running right now with that one. And then there's the Ferrari GT3 Challenge, which runs the 296 GT3 car on its own with none of the other cars. So it is a little bit unique of the GT3 cars. And I guess if I was going to buy a GT3 car, I'd probably start with the Ferrari for that reason. When you get to Class C, well, then you've got an iRacing Cup, and you have the GT Endurance Series, which runs that. So yeah, when you get to Class C, you can officially run that car in a proper mixed class series. So there is your answer. I hope I answered the question properly.
Yeah, Neil posted in here. You need a D license to do the Ferrari Fixed Series, and that's a nice entry point too. Fun car. You don't have to worry about messing around with, do you have just the right setup, because everybody's on a fixed setup. That'd be a great way to get introduced to these cars.
Danny, so you originally going back, way back, it was Sim Racing Tonight was the OG. That turned into Inside Sim Racing, aka ISR. And as far as that channel, I ended up leaving that channel, even though I was the creator of it, and went on to start the Sim Pit, just to kind of be on my own and do my own thing. I just wanted to have it all be under my own thinking. I think that's the easiest way to put that. All right, we got all our answers. I get to go on track. Keep the questions coming. We have plenty of time here, so I'm not even worried about it. I want to make sure you guys are all entertained as much as my ability to go fast. Jessica Lopez was the AKA Hot Chick. And I know you didn't, when you said hot chick, I'm assuming you did not mean me or Darren. I don't think either of us would qualify as a hot chick. That would be Jessica Lopez. Yeah, great girl. You know, not only was she beautiful, but she was really good at hosting the show. And despite not being an avid sim racer like most of us, she was a gamer, right? But she wasn't a sim racer. But I think we really appreciated the passion that sim racers had. So when she got introduced to our world, and we're like, wow, these guys aren't just playing games. They take it seriously. And I think she really had a lot of respect for the way that sim racers approach sim racing. And that made her such a great host because, she actually thought it was cool. What more could you ask for out of a beautiful woman than thinking sim racing's cool? All right, I'm behind Robby. Oh, there's Robby. Hi, Robby.
Howdy. shouldn't be long. You should be in front. Jesus.
Jeff, how did you do when you were out on track?
Yeah, did all right out there. I forgot a 45-0, but need a few more laps to not bury myself, especially those opening chicanes, man. They require some discipline and some
Oh,
patience.
God. They do. And this last double thing before the start finish is a real bitch to get right.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Well, it's the two drivers and probably the two smallest cars out here, at least in appearance, looking the two Porsches. Currently, with the top time separated by just a tenth of a second. Leo Dragata and Brett Kunkari are sitting there at the top of the field. Nobody's broken into the 42s yet, but 43.0 is our top time at the moment. Andrus is right there in the Lambo, though. He's only another tenth back. And then the rest of the folks are kind of working on high 43s and mid 44s.
Or in my case, completing a lap.
Yeah, get a lap in. It's still 25 minutes to go here in our practice session before we switch over to qualifying.
So Danny, as far as other events, this is the only event like this that we run during the month, the Hotlap Humpday, at least through our channel, the Sim Pit. The Sim Pit does run a handful of different leagues, though. So we run a road racing series where we have two classes of racing, LMP3 against GTs, with an amateur and a pro class. And that's our road racing series, which is currently underway, and we race on Sundays. We have an oval series that I think right now is running the SRX car, if I'm not mistaken. They run on Mondays. Those are both on iRacing. And then we usually have a rally series that is just getting ready to start back up. This would be on EA WRC Rally. And that is about to start up. On the rally, you run offline on your own, but you're entered into our club mode, so your times get posted into our league. And then we'll have like usually a 12-race season on that. All of that
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun, actually. It's a really good group of guys. And again, you have all week to post your time. And since it's a multiple stage event being rally, you can actually, at the checkpoint, walk away and come back and finish your run. So you can run like 3 stages, take a break, and come back. And the best way to find out information on that, Danny, is if you type in !Discord into the chat, it'll give you a link to our Discord channel. It should be in the description as well. And on our Discord channel, we have a thread for all of our leagues where you can find out on information on when we run, what we run, and how to join. And if you ever needed any extra help, just send me a private message on Discord, and I'll make sure you get on the right path for sure.
So how do you do the stages? You just say that you're here or you're there?
Yeah, so RaceNet, even though you're not racing together, it's still like it combines everybody into a league environment, so it's keeping score and points. And then we have a schedule that you would know about in advance. And so you would join, I think Monday is the changeover day. So you have till, Monday to post. And then, so Monday you show up and it's like, oh, we're at Rally Spain. And you hit register and it just takes you to stage 1. And, but there's no turning back. It's like it is. And the minute you hit go on that stage, that is your run. There is no reset.
And is this on not iRacing, right?
No, this is on EA Games or EA Sports WRC Rally.
Oh, okay.
And then they have a built-in service that
But
costs
you play it on
money.
the PC?
Correct.
Okay.
It's multi-platform, but all of our guys are on the PC. And I think they now have cross-play, so you theoretically, I do believe you could join us from any platform, I believe. But I could be mistaken about that, but I think they went multi-platform on the leaderboard. I just don't know how much to slow this car down. I'm being super, I was gonna say I'm being super conservative and then I go that far wide.
Damn it.
Am I holding you up, Robby?
No, I just got an off track though. There too.
15 drivers in our session so far. We still got another about 20 minutes here in practice. Oh, see Lucas Dragata now joining us. So we got both
All
brothers
right.
here in the session. We'll see if Lucas gets out there. I think the Porsche will be his car of choice as well. Right now, Leo holding that top time in practice of 42.9. Of course, the difference is going to be in practice, it'll show you that top time, whether it was clean or not. When we switch over to qualifying, the pressure is going to be on for the drivers to turn those times without running off track. And for it to count, it'll have to be a clean lap. Oh no, Lucas going with the Mercedes this evening. So, okay. Something a little different.
I'm struggling this thing. I can't get this car to do anything. Ugh. I must be running a full tank of gas. This thing's driving like a pig.
They all do.
Oh, turn. I've been running too much. I've been running in the LMPs, LMP3 cars.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, and I'm so used to that nose downforce and weight. Like I mean, I used to be a GT3 guy, but
Damn
I've
it.
been like in downforce cars for a full season, and coming back to this, like, man, this thing's just a really heavy Miata. It doesn't work.
It really is. Yeah, I'm kind of over the GT3 cars. I know they're super popular, but I like the LMP, the LMP2. You know what I mean? Any of those
Yeah.
things.
Yep.
This track, I think we should have been in like a open wheeler though.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely takes getting some heat in the tires though, because now it's like the balance of the car actually feels different with temperature in the tires. It doesn't feel the same even. Yeah, Neil, I love the LMP3. So that's the Liger. I call it the Liger. I think it's actually Ligier. I call it the Liger because of Napoleon Dynamite. What can I say? But the Liger 320, which what I love about it is it's a full LMP car, right? No doubt about it. But there is like no fancy electronics or any of that. So it actually just it
drives and it's easy to work with.
Yeah, exactly. And so you get the reward of a proper downforce car, but you don't get the hassle of the engineering side of it by comparison to some of the higher end LMPs or open wheel like formula cars. And because honestly, I don't like to press a bunch of buttons while I'm driving. I don't. I just want to drive, man. Just tell me where the start finish line is and I'll go. And then, I'll complain about my car, but I'm going to figure out what it does and what it needs as best I can. And at some point, maybe I'll get happy and stop complaining. But generally speaking, I'll complain to the bitter end.
Right.
Robby, you were looking quick today, though.
Yeah. What did you run this last one?
Lap time wise?
Yeah, what's you on?
John's sitting on a 45.1.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I'm at a 4. Which apparently is where everybody is.
Yeah, we got a big group of drivers there, all in the low 45s, and then We look to our top 5 drivers. Looks like Joe Spacek, 44.7, and then we jump into the 43s with Andrus is running a 43.2, Yildiz is running a 43.2, and then we got Brett with that 43.1, and Leo with a 42.9. Right now, those 2 Porsches still holding the top spot. Well, in fact, 3 Porsches now in the top 3 spots, so the podiums. Andrus is still out there, though. He is working hard in that Lambo, and he's only 3,000ths out of the 3rd spot here in our practice session.
Well, we're going around. Oh, gee.
Joe's running the Porsche as well, and then Sean's there in the BMW. David in the Ferrari.
I'm gonna look at my fuel situation. I think when we run other cars, fuel level will ruin the setup. Like if you drain it on fresh. I think this car is so fat, though. I don't think it'll matter. I'm gonna try to take some fuel out. Yeah, we're running 13.7. I am gonna try to target.
How much do you think we need?
So I'm running 0.7. I'm running 0.7 per lap. Our race is 15 minutes.
What's
We're
our lap
running
times?
140s,
Oh shit.
45s. So, I'm so bad at adding laps for math. So we're 15 seconds shy of
roughly
2
a
minutes.
9 to 10 lap race, right?
Okay, yeah.
So you probably need, what, 9 gallons will be safe for sure.
9 will be safe for sure. And I don't think going down to 8 is going to make a big difference, right?
Right.
So I'm going to go with 9 as my comfort zone. All right. And Neil, we're aware. I think that was in regards to my complaining, I think. We're aware. I think my complaining precedes me. My reputation for complaining. Oh, there's a beauty. There's a nice looking Ferrari. There we go. Saw a classic red Ferrari. Where was it? There it is. Oh, it's a Ray-Ban. A red and yellow Ray-Ban sponsored. Yep. Okay, that'd be John Hill. That makes sense. Kind of the old Momo paint scheme for Ferrari. All right, I'm going to take a look at the leaderboard, and then I'm actually going to go put on some shorts. It's a little hot in my sim room, so I'm going to put on some shorts. Oh, Neil, it's okay, man. You can call me out. I have really thick skin, and I own who I am and what I am, and I know what I am. and I do have a tendency to complain about cars, for sure. And when once I get really heated up, you'll actually notice that I'll switch my complaining to the driver. So in the beginning, it'll be all about the car. The car sucks. It won't do this. It won't do that. And then at some point, the light switch will flip, and it'll be no more complaints about the car. And it'll be like, oh, come on, Sean. How come you can't do this? How come you can't do that? Because that's when I've come to terms with the handling. All right, Leonardo Dragata is... I'm going to run this on my other computer, actually, so you can see who I'm talking about as I go through the group. Let's start off at the top of the leaderboard real quick. Leonardo Dragata leading the way in that great-looking Cuss. It's the Cuss Porsche in that day glow yellow green. Nice looking. That looks like a real paint scheme from some series that I'm not familiar with, but nice looking car. The 118 car leading the way with Leonardo Dragata. Best lap so far for him is a 1:42.977. Jeff called it. We'll be down in the 42s, and they are. Starting with Leonardo Dragata. Brett Punkari, who's always been strong in these events, running the blue and white Porsche, the number 36 Ford Motorsport Porsche. Now that is an interesting sponsorship for that car. Ford Motorsport Porsche. I guess if Ford wants to win, they're going to put their name on a Porsche. No, the shots are fired. I'm going to get so much hate mail for that. And running P3 right now, Oldest Pudiclis running a 1:43.241, also in a Porsche, and that is his official team paint scheme. I know he runs with Kingsman Racing, does a lot of endurance racing, Oldest does, and with his teammates there at Kingsman Racing, and then that black and purple car looking really good so far. Anders listens, as we mentioned, he was at the top at one point, dropped back to 4 at this point in that red and white Lambo. And rounding out our top 5 would be Joseph Spacek. I'm sorry, Joe. In another Porsche, we got the Fanatic blue, gray, and white Porsche. And our commentary man came in, dropped like a lap, and is currently sitting P6 with it, by the way, with the 145.011, that being Jeff Jacobs. And with that, I'm going to put it back on most exciting, and I am going to go run and change into some shorts so I can be a little more comfortable. And then it's probably about time for me to start thinking about getting serious. On the clock, we're at 1 hour, 6 minutes into our 1 hour, 15-minute practice. So, in about 10 minutes, we're going to switch this to qualifying mode. That means 30 minutes to get it done. 30 minutes for the best lap that you can do. And the top of the leaderboard will be our winner of the April Hotlap Humpday edition. And then after that, we will have a 15-minute race just for the fun, just to get out there and see who is fastest in race conditions. But that'll be for bragging rights only. So with that, I leave you with Jeff and Robby, and I'll be back in just a couple minutes, everybody.
All right, great. Thanks so much, Shaun. Yeah, we got about 8 minutes now, drivers, for you to turn in some of those practice laps, and then 30 minutes of qualifying laps. And it'll just be open out there, so drivers will want to use a little bit of strategy there to maybe not get caught up in traffic to impede that fastest lap and getting a good one in there. But you'll be able to pop in and out of the pits and reset tires, reset fuel as needed, still be able to do setups and that sort of thing. But when it switches to qualifying mode, now those off-track penalties will prevent you from posting a faster time on the board. So it'll be a little more up in the pressure a little bit there for that last 30 minutes. Oh, Lucas moving up on the board now. He's jumped ahead of me there, a 144.8. So he's now got the Mercedes running in the top 6. So Lucas bringing our lone Mercedes driver so far and bringing it in. Oh, and then David Levesque puts the David was he in the Ferrari? Yes. And he puts the Ferrari now just ahead of Lucas there. Both of those drivers on a 44.8. Right behind Joe with his 44.7. So, yeah, drivers still learning the track out there, still finding places to pick up time. Leo has chopped off another half a second. He's now in the 42.4s. And Andrus, number 99 car in the Lambo out there, he threw down a really nice 42.7. Those are only 2 drivers in the 42s so far. Leo at that 42.4 and Andrus with the 42.7. Brett's still hanging on to that 43.1 in his Porsche, but maybe we'll see if a couple of these drivers maybe not showing their full hand quite yet. Maybe running a little more fuel than they need to. And when they go to qualifying trim, we'll see if the times drop some more. Right now, 42.4. is the mark that Leo has set for the top time in practice. Robby, I don't know if did you get that setup I sent over to you?
I did.
I didn't know if that helped at all or settled the car down a little bit.
I haven't put a lap together. It feels better in the back end. But I can't put one together.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right. Keep working at it. Well, and if there are some folks out there who still want to jump in, this is the Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment Hotlap Humpday here. And we do this with the 3rd Wednesday of the month. And you can find it on iRacing. We're running the GT3s here at Imola. And the password for the hosted session is Hotlap, lowercase and all one word, Hotlap. And you're still able to jump in here, I think, and join us. In fact, even once we switch over to qualifying here in about 5 minutes, you'd still be able to join the session. And as Shaun explained, the way this will work this evening is even though it's the qualifying, it's being called the qualifying session, for purposes of the Hotlap contest itself, and the prize that Ricmotech is handing out, we use that top qualifying time to determine the winner of the Hotlap. And then we're going to stick around for 15 minutes after qualifying is done and just have a little bit of an unofficial fun race. And folks will line up based on those qualifying positions. So about 16 drivers in the server here so far. Especially folks on the West Coast. I know this is a little early yet for them. Some folks probably just getting home from work and that sort of thing. So you still got time to jump into the server here. If you go into iRacing, you go to those hosted sessions, and you can just type in Imola, and it'll come up. You could type in Frank Rico from Ricmotech as the session host. And when you go to join, it'll ask you for a password, and that'll be Hotlap tonight. Oh, Lucas. Now we got Lucas in the top 5. He managed to drop to a 44.5. So he took 3/10 off of his previous best practice time. Has put that Mercedes into the top 5. So the order at the moment is we got a Porsche on the pole position. We got a Lambo in second. We got a Porsche in third. Up here, let's see. Look.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Porsche in fourth and a Mercedes in fifth.
I'm not sure what mic I'm on. Hey, John, how you doing? Okay, here we go. I'm back out on track.
Well, Shaun, you got about 2 minutes left in practice, and that's going to
Oh.
switch over to qualifying for the drivers.
I guess I might as well wait, or it's just going to pull me halfway through my lap then, huh? All right. This BMW with this low, it feels like it's a chop top. I feel like I'm in one of those, remember when Volvo made that one car that had like a chop top roof? It was like half the roof height of normal, it seemed. All right, so we're going to wait
So
this
what are the
out.
cars again, Jeff? You got a Porsche. What's Anderson? The Lambo?
Andrews is in a Lambo. Yeah.
And Brett?
Brett's in a Porsche. Yep.
And Oldest?
Oldest is in a Porsche, and then Lucas is in the Merc.
And then Joseph?
Joseph's running a Porsche. Seems to be a few more Porsches than the other makes in here so far.
Yeah. And
David
David?
is our top Ferrari so far. He's got a 44.8.
You're the top Beamer. Then Shaun. Okay. I don't know, Shaun. We might have picked the wrong car.
I know, I was thinking that too. You know what we're in? We're in the car that's actually really good for the endurance races, I believe. I think this thing's just like consistent.
That endurance race we're not going to race?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For a sprint race, we might want to go twitchier. But I think that the Porsche and the Ferrari and the Lamborghini are all a little trickier. Like until you get the heat in the tires, they're even worse.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, I got to say something about Lucas and that Mercedes. Kid's only got 10 laps.
Yeah.
He's got half the laps of the whole field, literally.
He is.
And he's freaking P5.
He's one of those. He's one of those. Speaking of one of those, one of our guys, you probably know his name. He comes in here all the time. Ola Sarnquist, one of our pit crew guys. He's actually running an SRO event and is going to be sharing the track against the likes of Elvis Rankin. And you know, Elvis is a great racer, and he's about our kind of pace. And he's been invited to this event, and the names, you know, go all the way up to the Elvis Rankins. So it's going to be.
Is that a sim event?
Yeah.
Okay. And so what is that?
It's a SRO endurance event.
SR, okay.
And so,
GT3 cars?
Yeah, GT3s.
Okay.
So, and Ola runs, you know, like at our level. So, like, you know, on the course of a big track.
Your level, maybe. He doesn't run at mine, and then we can ride him.
And so, but you know, if you put me on a track with Elvis, you know, in race conditions, it's like how many laps till Elvis laps me, right?
Right.
So it's gonna be a tough day for Ola running against the big boys.
Yeah.
But that's kind of cool when you get invited to a level at that level, because you know it's like, hey, someone's acknowledging my skill, right? All right,
awesome.
everyone, we are under qualifying conditions, which means if
How
you
long
put
is this session?
30 minutes. And if you put a tire off track, you get a 1X. It will disqualify that lap because we are under qualifying conditions. So your leaderboard post lap will need to be 100% clean.
Yeah, we're about to find out how many of those fast guys up front were doing that while staying on the pavement. So.
Yeah, that's a whole
Well, I
different part.
noticed this track really lets you. There's some places that it's like, crap, you can really go a long way over and not get tacked.
Yeah, it's pretty generous except for that the tight chicane. If you go off the green in the tight chicane, not only will you get an off, but you'll get a slowdown when we get to the race.
That's right, yeah.
I had that ruin a race of mine recently. Actually, in all fairness, that was sort of the finishing blow of a race that I had really screwed up myself. I'm number 1. I just want to say that. That's going to change any second, but and enjoy the moment while it lasts. Take a screenshot. Oh, I'm into oh, John Hill, I did it too. I did it too, John Hill. So now that, as we were saying, so that lap, this lap now is junk. But in our qualifying conditions, you got to kind of think it takes a little while to heat up the tires in this GT3, and you know that's good for probably a second and a half, would be my guess. So I'm gonna stay out, even though I kind of creamed one of those curbs. I don't think I hurt the car any though.
It doesn't look damaged from the outside.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, I think it hurt me more than the car. That's an off. That's okay. This track, but gave you an idea. I think on that one there, what you cannot do is touch the curving with your inside tires, and you're okay. So I can go there as long as I don't touch that red and white with my inside tires.
You're right.
What are you talking about?
On the curbs that you run wide onto the green patch, you can get your outside tires onto the green, but you can't touch the red and white with your inside tires, or that's about where the boundary is. On a lot of those, like double right, double lefts. Right here, I can go out wide, but I think, well, even then I got my insides on the red and white. All right, let's try to get a clean lap. Robby Unser P1.
Hey,
yeah, it's only because
Robby,
I freaking made it without crashing.
The first one to post a clean lap, Robby Unser. He'd like us to shut off qualifying right now.
Yeah, right? I'm done. Let's go. Rain.
Have you run any of the rain, Robby?
No. Not yet. I haven't run in the rain. When you get to me, I'll try to let you by.
All right, our next driver, first driver to post a time here, Brett Pancari has posted a 43.8 in his Porsche, and then he's going to go back and reset and go for a fresh set of tires and fuel here. He ran a 43.1 in practice, though.
Oh, come on, stick tires. Oh, I'm driving poorly. Driving myself into pendulum steering.
All right, and then Leo backing up those earlier times, a 43.1 to start things off, but we'll see. He had that 42.4 in practice, so 7/10 off of his practice time, but he maybe thinking going to get a safe one in the books here early in our qualifying session, but not going to be able to rest on that because other drivers are going to be coming after him.
I went off on my second lap.
Lucas in the Mercedes posting the third fastest time here so far, a 44.5. About a tenth and a half off of his practice times, but like Robby pointed out, Lucas going to join towards the very end of the practice session there. So we'll see what he can do when he's got a few more laps under his belt there. Several drivers, even some of our front-running drivers earlier, are working hard to try to get a clean lap in. Haven't done it yet, so we'll see.
I'm just going to try to get a clean lap in, hopefully. Not going super duper fast, but we need a clean lap. At least have something proper on the board. 43.1 for the leader. Oh, I know what is tripping me. I think I've been running, the Liger I run is right-hand drive. I think I'm not estimating the size of my car very well. Stay on, thank you. I didn't want to get an off, even though it's not a great lap. I'd like to post it. Hey, Danny, my email is Shaun, S-H-A-U-N, that's my name spelling Shaun, at thesimpit.com. So if you want to use me as a referral, which would be greatly appreciated, yeah, Shaun at thesimpit.com. Thank you.
Oh, we got a Lambo now in the second spot, a 43.4 for Andrus. So he finally gets a time on the board there. But I'm seeing kind of a consistent pattern here. The drivers, in the first times that they're posting, they're about 7/10 slower than what they ran in practice. So again, probably now a little more focused on keeping that car on track, not incurring any of the 1Xs for running too wide. So the drivers have pulled it in a little bit. Now they got a time in the books. Maybe they could throw a little caution to the wind, so to speak, and kind of just rip off a flyer, as it's going to take a 42 to get this one done tonight. And drivers still have about 22 minutes to make that happen.
Man, I'm nowhere in that zone. Even my optimal is a long ways. I don't even want to tell you what my optimal says.
Oh, what a...
The sigh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Leo was able to take a 10th off, but he's still not in the 42s. He's sitting on that 43.096 as the top time, and then it's about not quite 4/10 back there for Andrus with his 43.4. Brett Pincari on the board there with that 43.8. Lucas in a 44.5. Still trying to keep my eye here on Oldest. He had a 43.2 earlier. Hasn't gotten a clean one in the book yet, but see what he can do.
Robby sighs, I grunt. Oh, we are getting close to me needing to get my summer cooling in order. Oh, all that traction control kicking in. Oh, I'm slow. Slower.
Yeah, I'm so slow through there.
Shaun, you moved yourself up into the top 6 here, 45.2. Oh, and then he's into the 44. Nice one.
I'm starting to get a handle on the braking of the car, it seems.
Yeah.
Braking is so important. You know, everyone wants to focus on the gas pedal. It's the fun pedal, right? The loud pedal, but man, braking is where it's done. Oh, I got an off track. That was a lazy off track. All right. Usually crash dancer, the track temps are 4 to 5 degrees Celsius hotter than practice.
Yeah.
Oh, good point. I didn't even look at that, and I have it right here on my dash. Yeah, we're at 104 track temperature right now.
Okay.
I didn't see what it was in practice. Usually, are you out here with us? Just so I can match names. I'm so bad with names. I apologize, but are you out here? Which car are you in? Or what car are you in, Crasher? Usually it implies usually you're in something else.
That's Leo. Usually Crash
hey, Leo.
Racer is Leo. So, yep. Hey, Shaun, before you head out, can you use your admin privileges there to clear a DSQ on the 118 car there? He's sitting under a black flag at the moment and can't go back out.
DSQ on which car? 118, you said?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, Leo. Okay, let's see here.
Or, since he's got the top time at the moment, you might want to leave that there as an insurance policy.
Clear penalties. There you go. It doesn't show Leo having any penalties. You sure it was Leo?
Okay. Well, yeah, see if you're able to go back out there, Leo. I'm seeing a little black flag next to his name, but...
Whoops. I'm not seeing a black flag, but...
When I look under the entries...
Yeah, I'm not seeing a black flag for anybody.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just a pit indicator or something.
Maybe I should give him a black flag and then see if I can retract it. You're fine. Okay, you're good, Leo. Good.
All right, great.
I would never give you a black flag, by the way. Not my style. I am much more of a loser in this world than a cheater, just so you know. I am much more comfortable just being a loser than a cheater. Whoa.
Well, we are almost at the halfway point of our qualifying session here. Leo still got that top time at that 43.0, and he's making excuses as to why he can't get back into the 42s now. He's saying the track is too hot. But we'll see if any of these other drivers can get it done. Andrus is the one right behind him, about 3.5 tenths back. And then Brett Pincari is another 4 tenths back. Those are our top 3 at the moment. First driver into the 42s is going to have a shot at the win here for our Ricmotech Hotlap Humpday challenge here on the Sim Pit.
Hey, Leo, do you or your brother, either one of you, get any real-life racing opportunities, just out of curiosity? And whereabouts you guys live, just out of curiosity? I mean, you don't have to be exact, but just get an idea. And you guys are...
They are in New England.
Oh, really? New England. All right. Right on.
That's why he's complaining about it being so hot. You know, they had snow there a week ago, probably up in New England. So.
I'm in the weird weather phase. You know, I'm in northern California. So our spring and fall will often fool you into thinking it's really nice because you look outside and you're like, oh, look at that, right? And then you go outside and like there's a hint of wind and it's really cold, right? That's pretty normal. So we're at that time of year right now where it's pretty much cold. But around this time each day, the sun breaks through. And so like right now, if you went outside for like 2 hours, it'll be like 70, which because it's been cold feels really warm, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm actually, I'm sweating right now because it just, we're in that phase of the afternoon for like 2 hours. And then the problem here is that at this hour, you might go down to the beach, be like, oh, it's beautiful, I'm going to the beach. And then like 5 o'clock rolls around and you are like running home because you're shivering. And I will say this as a disclaimer to all that, and anybody who's young, just get ready for it. When you get old, you become much more heat sensitive. Like, I used to have this like 30, 40 degree range of temperature that I was comfortable in. And it's like, anything from 60 to 100. I'll play soccer. I'll ride a bike. I'll lay out in the sun. And now my window is like 4 degrees. You know, it's like 68 to 72. If it's 67, I need a coat. If it's 72, I'm just going to sweat no matter what. So get ready for life over 50, everyone. See, I teach you more than sim racing here at the Sim Pit. And by the way, now that the stream's running right, I love streaming. I actually really do enjoy doing this. So I keep looking at the wrong camera. I'm used to my center camera. I forget today we're on our side camera. All right, let's try to get a good lap. We're running P8. Our best lap session right now is a 44.6, I believe. Or a 44.9, I'm sorry. Let's see if we can better that. Not a lot of time left in this session, unfortunately. 12 minutes left.
12 minutes, that's right. Well, there was a big off course, so I know Leo's not improving on this lap. He's out there trying, though. Brett's man.
Oh, awesome. Oh, Leo, that's awesome. So Leo says he's in Connecticut, and it's actually Robby's helping him get into art in real stuff, in real life stuff, and he's going to start doing some karting in May. Oh, I'm so excited for you, buddy. That's great. I think, and your brother too, I hope. Best of luck, and just remember to have fun. I did karting, and I think that was one of the mistakes I made. At some point, I forgot that it was really about fun. And so I don't know if it would have, I don't know if that thinking changed my success, but it changed my enjoyment, and I don't think it had to change my success. So I could have enjoyed it a lot more than I did. I think it was so intense for me, and I had no one to give me relief or calm me down, that like I'd come home from a race weekend and people like, was it fun? And it's like, well, no, but maybe by like tomorrow in reflection, it'll be fun. But it was actually hard work and stressful and intense. But I think I just was overly caught up in the moment. So the only thing I would say to you is, man, just remember to enjoy. Enjoy the fact that you get to race something, because it's so awesome.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Yeah, fun goes away a little bit when you start to have to answer to sponsors and car owners
and paying for it.
Oh, yeah, well, paying for it's one aspect, but actually, dude, it gets kind of pressury when you're not paying anymore and they're just looking at you going,
right.
Hey,
yeah,
what are you going to do? Dude, you're slow.
When you're the only shareholder, you only have one person to answer to.
Right. Yeah, no, when you're carrying it, it's like, dude, you've got $1 million car there. What's your problem? Well, why are you slow?
Well, but we actually see that Robby's training must already be working for Leo there, because Leo was already posting the excuses, right? The track has gotten too hot.
My room.
They do really good. Yeah, it's exciting that they're going to get to go race.
Yeah, I love hearing that, because, you watch certain people sim race, and it's like, again, I've been doing this a long time, and you see certain people that get it, and there's something that, there's a lot that can be taught in racing, and then there's a lot that just comes really quickly and naturally to some, and if you're working with one of those drivers, there's a lot less to coach, or there are hurdles for coaching that you're not going to reach, whereas the people who are off the pace, trying to get the pace out of them, I would put myself on that list, right?
Right.
Trying to get them to find the pace is a real challenge, and maybe they have some decent talent and you can teach them some skills, but if they just can't find that magic with a certain amount of just feel, I don't know if that difference can be taught. And so you see guys in sim racing, and this is something that I've said for so long, a couple decades now, but it's like, you get these guys in sim racing and you're like, man, that guy's a gifted driver. I don't care what you put him in, he's gonna be fast. And it's just great now we're finally to the point where some opportunities are starting to happen for sim racers. And I think also with the amount of sim racing you can do, I think it might even get just certain people to make that investment in themselves. Whereas without, like when I first wanted to get into racing, I had no reference at all to work with. I didn't know if I'd be good or bad or suck. So it's like, well, I'm not going to go buy a car. I have no idea if I'm even good at it. Sure, I liked it in concept, but I don't know if that's my talent. And growing up, it's like I played basketball as a child. Tell you what, it's not just because I was short, but I am terrible at basketball. Just no given talent. Like, just there's no God-given, sorry to use that word, but no God-given talent for me when it comes to basketball. On the other hand, no one had to teach me how to play soccer. It just came natural. It was like, oh wow, look, oh wow, my feet work with the ball really well. So it's not just speed and running, but being able to do a crossover or do a quick change in direction to beat your opposing. So it came so natural. I knew I was a soccer star that, the minute I started playing. With racing, you just can't know, right? And it's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to go buy even on that low end, I'm going to go buy some, trashed Miata for 10 grand to find out if I can race or not. And then, but with sim racing in the modern era, where it's not just how good the sims have gotten, but what is equally as important is how good the competition has gotten. There are so many extremely fast sim racers that I think that people get a really good opportunity to know if they have what it takes or not. And all of these skills are transferable.
Well, and the ability for drivers to learn data analysis skills.
Yes, and setup.
Yeah. Is I would think going to be an invaluable tool when they want to then apply that in real life racing.
There's a lot less excuse for an uneducated driver now than there was, because of that. Because, you think of the movie Days of Thunder, right? And Tom Cruise, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about setting up a car. My dad did it, I drove it, right? And the guy didn't know loose from, oversteer from understeer. And it's like, but now, and I think that was, I'm not going to say that it was normal, but I think that teams were quite used to making adjustments for guys who weren't transmitting the information very well to them.
Yeah.
And now,
it's the same, dude.
Is it?
If you think drivers got any freaking smarter, hey, no. Shit, go ask them to put the front tire on the car and then hang on, because they ain't gonna even know where the front of the freaking car is. Yeah, no.
Au contraire, mon ami.
Yeah, that just ain't happening.
All right, maybe
I will say that you got two classes of drivers. You got guys that are kind of like me, old school guys, or guys that came up actually having to work on their cars.
Right.
And they know what they're doing.
Right.
You follow what I mean? Because they actually had to do it. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
you've got those kind of guys, yes. But other than that, I mean, they know the lingo.
Shaun, I'll tell you what, man. We're getting into the final 5 minutes, and we have a new leader in qualifying.
Oh,
wow.
Andres got it done in the Lambo, a 42.8, our first driver into the 42.8. So now the pressure is on. With only 5 minutes, we're talking about maybe, 3 laps? If drivers are hustling out there, Leo's got to go out and try to get it done now. He's sitting there on that 43.0, and he has time for 2, maybe 3 flying laps to knock off Andres, who in that Lambo has just thrown down a 42.8 in qualifying.
Awesome. Good job, Andres. Listen, 142.8 in that Lambo. You're getting a good shot of him here. I'm going to put it back on most exciting as we see others pursue that top time. Hey, Robby, is Lonnie running this year? What's she doing this year?
I believe she is. I don't know what. I think still that GT4 car and some GT3 stuff.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, it's been fun working with both Lucas and Leo. Their parents are really nice. I'm very surprised at how well they listen. I got to get them better at asking questions, but you know, if you can tell what it is that they need, they're very good at not just listening, but then they do something.
Right.
You know, you ever talk to a rock, it's like you give them everything and then they just don't do nothing different. Well, these kids are not that way. They're
right. Oh, that's awesome.
So I have, yeah, I think they're going to do real well.
I'll tell you what, they got the name, and I think a lot of people, obviously a great name isn't going to get you a ride, but I will say a good name will certainly help build fan base. So I would like having the name Dragata. Just sounds very racer to me. I like it.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to have to get a little racier because it's now 0.03 of a second between Andres and Leo. But Leo just refreshed his car. He's out there. He's going to get maybe one more shot at it. He's out there putting some heat in the tires on this lap. And I think he's going to have time for maybe one more flying lap to try to get it done. Oldest, in the meantime, he's now got that Porsche back up to speed, but he's 0.3 back with that 43.2. But he's sitting third at the moment.
Hey, Joa, how you doing? Shout out to Robby from Joa. Why does he keep saying officials? Oh, wait.
I'll tell you, Andres' car, that Lamborghini turns in.
Yes, it does.
Oh, that's
the difference. You know, like I can't get our car to turn in. The turn-in's just so weak.
Yeah.
And if you do get it to turn in, the ass end steps on you.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that Andres
Control R.
really drive it into the corner.
Control R, John Hill. Control R, if you have the show on, Control R is how you refresh paints and trading paints. Okay, I'll be right back real quick.
All right, getting down to the final minute and a half here. Boy, this one, 0.03 of a second between our top two drivers. Oldest in that number 9 Porsche, he's also still out on track. Brett Pincari in the Porsche, he's still going to try to get it done. Lucas manages to drop off some more time, but it's still going to be the top 5, but he does pick up a spot there. Nice job, Lucas, a top 5 unofficially so far. He drops it down to a 44.1. All right, Andres has the Lambo Park. He's not going to be able to improve his time, so he's just going to sit there and watch and see if Leo can get something done. Leo's working his way through the final chicane there. He'll be working his way. Boys, you really got to press it there on that exit to the chicane and then run down into those final long left-hand sweepers, sort of a double turn here, double lefts that'll lead him onto the front straight. And he's just going to be leaning forward in his chair, I'm sure, trying to get all of the aerodynamic advantage he can get. He's coming to the line here. It's a 42.7. Oh my gosh. On that last lap, he gets it done by
That's amazing.
a tenth and a half. Wow, under pressure. And,
yeah, I got in his car. Those last half of that lap was unbelievable.
Man, how about that?
Good job, Leo.
Yeah, time is going to expire
Great job,
here.
Leo.
We'd have to be running a lap already, and I think that's probably our last qualifying car. Leo pulled off the heroics there in the very last second, and able to be our Hot Lap Challenge winner here this evening. But that was a great effort from all those drivers. Andres, man, way to go with that Lambo. Really just had that car look like it was handling really great out there, and was the first driver in qualifying to break into those 42. And then Oldest and Brett, they were out there wheeling away, and man, 43.1's just almost there. Didn't quite get into the 42s. Oh, and then, I see Joe there. Joe Spacek able to grab that 5th place spot away from Lucas. Joe joining that group with that 43.8, and then Lucas coming in with a nice 44.1.
Yeah, it
Harris,
seems that way.
Suddenly.
Lambos and Porsches are fast here.
David Levesque out there in the Ferrari. Really appreciate everybody who joined us. And hey, stick around yet, because in about one more minute, it's going to switch over to a little fun race to wrap things up for the final 15 minutes. And I'd like to give you all a chance to do a little bit of everybody gets to participate in the race if you're still here in the session.
Good session there, Leo. Real good job.
All right, just a heads up to our front row. We do not have inverted grids, so our grid will be in our qualifying order. If the leaders, that would be Leo and Andres, if you guys want, this is optional, if you want to pull over, inside go to the left, outside go to the right. If you want to pull over and let the grid go by and work your way through the field, you're more than welcome to do that. This race is all about fun. So when we transfer over to race, everybody just have a good time and enjoy yourself. Give a little room, give a little respect, but of course, race hard and have fun.
If they want to go to the back, just tell them to tell you and put them at the end of the line.
Can I do that? Let me see.
You should be able to do it. They took me off of admin for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, move to the end of the line. Actually, I can move you to the end of the line. Leo, Andres, if you want, I can try to manually do it. Just request it if you do.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I find that asking a guy to go to the back is usually not something they say yes to. It's usually one of those things the series has to make you go.
That's right.
Let's see, move to end of the line. Andres, I'm going to do the same to you. Oh, wait, what happened?
Shaun, you can put me as well at the end.
What was that, Oldest? Say again, Oldest?
You can put me as well at the end of the line.
Yeah, he's volunteering
Okay.
for an EOL penalty as well. Yep, there you go.
All right, there we go. Leo, Andres, and Oldest are starting from the rear of the grid. That means Brett and Joseph can pull up into the number 1 spot, or number 1-2 spot. All right, I'm gridding up.
All right, drivers, and just keep in mind that opening lap, you're going to be on cold tires. We sort of got a short pace lap here for you before you take the green, and you just be planning on those cars kind of stacking up as you get down there into turn 1 on that opening lap. Make sure you leave a little extra braking room, a little extra side-by-side room, and let folks get through those first couple of corners there nice and clean, and you all enjoy this nice 15-minute race here to wrap up our session for this evening. Thanks for joining us for the Ricmotech Hotlap Humpday.
Jeff, thank you for coming in on short notice and doing the action for us. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Joe, that whole guy is all the way at the back already. Based on
He did it to himself.
crazy echo on audio. Danny, is it everything or is it a particular voice?
You're doing it.
I'm the echo?
That
you
one might have
you
been
have
me
an
because I
echo.
was talking in the sim and had my mic live here on the broadcast.
Oh, got that. Oh, I see what it did to those guys. There we go. They handled that really well, by the way.
Do I see that? Is Frank developing a new sim rig or something?
Is he?
I don't know. I keep seeing this F1 style rig on the Facebook. I'm wondering if that is something he's maybe selling and carrying, or is that something he's buying? Do you know?
I don't know. I know he carries a bunch of companies' rigs like Extreme Motorsports.
Oh, okay. So it could be somebody else's technical.
Correct.
Okay.
But it could be his too. I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah, it's more tubing, like.
Right. Okay. Interesting. All right. Tony, yeah, we have put
Leo.
we've put Hotlap Humpday back to being a leaderboard competition. So the winner was declared in our qualifying session, and this fun race is fun. And everybody's eligible to run. So last year was a completely different format, and this is just a little bit more about having fun, I think. Oh, car off track. Oh, not a lot of room. Oh, that was dicey. That was really dicey. That was awesome.
Hey,
Oh, here comes
everybody made it
Leo.
through though those opening corners. Nice job.
Yeah, on your outside there.
Well,
Oh, I'm being pushed wide. Oh, Leo on the inside. What a move. What a move.
wow. Leo's working his way through traffic there. Lucas is up in third at the moment. And let me take a look here. Brett Pincari leading the way there in his Porsche. Joseph Spacek right behind him, but Lucas is providing some heat in the Mercedes as Brett tries to run away.
Oh, David got pushed off. I mean, that was tight. Everybody was like right in everyone's door. It was awesome. I got some work to do, though. I got Oldest all over me. Oldest is running quick today.
Yeah.
Oh, now Leo started at the back. He's up to fourth here as we approach the end of the first lap, so he did not take very much time. With only a 15-minute race, I understand why,
shit.
but didn't take him
Shaun.
long here to pick his way through traffic, and now he's hounding brother Lucas.
I'm so sorry,
Take that
Marcus.
Mercedes wide.
Oh,
Oh, David, I screwed up.
Oh no! Oh, yeah.
Sorry, David.
I got a.
You jumped off, I jumped off. Ah.
Oh, into the current. God, come on,
I got
Cole.
taken out by a legend.
What a
That-
bummer.
That eases the pain a little bit, I do believe. You get a screenshot of that, right? You're going to take a screenshot at the moment because...
We still got Brett up front, and I'm showing Joseph in second. Yeah, so Brett's got that Porsche, man. He's just trying to run. I don't blame him either with Joe's trying to chase him down. Lucas has now moved in. I'm sorry, Leo.
I owe you one, David.
Third,
That was all on me.
and Lucas is in fourth.
Don't worry about it, bro.
Well, I'm in no man's land now. All alone.
Yeah, I think there is one, yeah.
They finish up lap number 2 here. It's going to remain Brett running out front there. Let's see, at that margin, it was 1.6 on the first lap. And after the second lap, it's 2.0. And Leo now working on the back of Joseph Spacek. See what Leo would like to probably get clear of Joe, see if he can go chase down Brett. Lucas running about 8/10 behind second and third place there with Oldest in his Porsche applying some heat now. Oldest was fast there in qualifying as well. Yeah, you're right, Shaun. You're running a little bit of a gap there, about 4 seconds back in the field in 6th place.
Feel so all alone.
Well, I'm sure there's like 4 cars that are all together right behind you there, and they'd be happy to race with you if you let them catch up. So.
I was kind of thinking maybe what's it going to take for me to get the guys ahead of me? Oh, there's one.
Oh,
Leo's
wait,
in
has
second.
Joe had a spin there. Let's see if he had some help with that, or if that was
No,
all on his own.
you just lost it.
Oh no, just lost it on his own. That
Yep.
was a self spin. Leo able to sneak by, but now he's going to set sail and see if he can catch up with our race leader.
I got Lucas and Oldest fighting right ahead of me.
So as they finish,
Pretty typical of that Joseph guy.
Oh,
as they finish lap number 3, Brett Pincari's up front. Leo is going to be second. Let's see what that differential is going to be. Let's just call it 2.6 seconds. That's quite the tall order here as we're about, not quite halfway through this race. It's going to take some focus to catch Brett in the front.
I'll tell you what blows me away, Jeff, is they run good laps and that's fine. But like Leo, when he gets out of shape, how they save themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same with Elvis. It was like, okay, you're good and you're fast,
It's
but
called
what's really amazing.
teenagers' reflexes.
Yeah. Well, even the reflexes, like they've got it with the game because, I mean, there is a little delay and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I find it, that's where I find it difficult. In real life, I can catch those cars. And
Well, the other thing is that since you're not getting the sensory input, I'm sure sitting in a real life car, you
Yeah, you
sense
feel
that moment happening
Right.
so fast, you can
Right.
correct it.
also, you've got the G's to help you bring it back.
Yeah.
You know, you're sensing what's going on. So it's amazing how they save it.
Shaun moved up to the top 4 here. Nicely done.
Thank you.
And we're finishing up lap number 4. We're going to take a look here as Brett crosses the start-finish line. Let's see what that margin looks like now. Oh, 2.4. So Leo's cut about 2/10 down, but it's going to take a much longer race than what we've got left. He's going to be looking for a mistake by Brett up there.
Yeah,
Maybe
Brett.
start flashing the lights now, Leo.
Ah,
I think you
shit.
might be able to distract him, you know?
Brett runs good. I mean, he's really solid.
Yeah, he has thrown down.
Man, these slowdown things are broken. I just gotta.
Complaining about the slowdown. So 43.7 and a 43.9 are the last 2 laps there for Brett.
Yeah.
Leo's got a 43.8 and they didn't count lap number 4, probably because of the slowdown penalty. And that's let Uldis reel him in a little bit.
He's complaining about a slowdown now. Wait till he gets old.
Yeah, right.
Get it every day you wake up.
Oh, looks like Shaun, you have a nice little battle there with Lucas, huh?
Yeah, I got to slow down also, so I
Okay.
let him by.
I wouldn't have let him by because he's just going to go.
I really didn't have any choice. I was out of time to bleed off my cut.
Well, Shaun, you had one of your best laps there, a 43.9
think-
on that prior lap. That was a nice one.
Yeah, we found a little pace now that we're in race mode.
Yeah, good one.
Oh, I've seen Leo's in the pit lane, so I think maybe had that slowdown penalty and had to drive it through or bring it in for a stop and go. Sorry to see that, Leo. But,
What happened? Why would he have to stop?
I'm not sure.
I might not have bled off the time one time.
Yeah.
iRacing's gotten really hard on that. It used to be really easy to bleed off the time.
What
And
happened?
now they've changed something about the way it bleeds off time, and it makes it a lot harder.
I got it down to 0.1 before turn 1, and then it went up to 0.9, and then down to 0.5, and then it went up to 0.9 again.
Yep. I've
So
done the
that's
same
what
thing.
Bummer. And then it threw you in the pits.
It gave me a DQ if you don't get it done within the 30-second limit.
Yeah. Well, that has promoted Lucas
wow.
to 3rd overall. Shaun, I think, is running 4th, or he may have reclaimed that 3rd spot.
Yeah, I think I am in 3rd, but I got a mirror full of Lucas.
Got a nice podium there. 5 minutes to go is the warning from iRacing.
You got
so
Lucas back, huh?
might get
Yeah.
two more laps in here, maybe 3.
He made a
Got
little
Brett
mistake.
up front.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the triple chicane, he went a little wide, and I slipped through. Oh, speaking a little wide.
Yeah.
And Brett wrapping up lap
You can get up
number
on both
6.
of those inside curves, I noticed.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to. Oh, here
Probably.
comes Lucas. He's going to have a barrel of steam here. He got a much better run on that final corner than I did.
Yeah, he's next to you on your left.
Oh,
On your
challenging
left.
down into turn
On your
1.
left. You're
Oh, he's
clear.
tucking behind.
Clear.
Oh, curbing.
Oh.
Hit the sausage.
He's coming. He's coming. Okay, he was smart. That was. See, you don't get this kind of maturity out of kids typically.
No,
Right.
I mean, you know,
Like he just
Lucas is
actually
the
had
youngest
you
too,
and could
I
have
mean,
stuffed
he,
you,
he
and he
does
did
these
not.
great, judgments even in our Monday night races. That
Yeah.
not treating it as a game, right? Treating
I
it
think
as
Lucas
a
is
race
11.
and giving it the respect, that
Right.
I think folks enjoy.
I think Lucas is 11, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, he's the younger one.
That is so awesome.
But just the wherewithal, like I'm in his in-car camera. Yeah, I'm very impressed. I'm glad they went to Kevin and I got together and we talked the fact that
For some
They
of this
needed to
battling
be.
here between Shaun and Lucas has invited Andrus, who was what I think our second fastest qualifier in that Lambo, to
he's right in on it
to
now.
join the game.
Yeah.
And we could have a 3-way battle for our final podium position here. But maybe 2 laps to go here in this race.
Look at that kid's line, chimney.
My crew chief is not happy with my cutting.
Oh, he got his cut too. Did you get a slowdown, Lucas?
Yeah, looks like it.
Oh, here comes Andrus, very fast.
Yeah.
Go away.
We must got to slow down.
Yeah, I'm sure. There are a bunch of places you can pick them up here. It's a weird track because, again, some of the spots it's overly generous by comparison to others, and other spots it's like, oh, not only are you getting it off, but you're getting a cut for that.
Oh my gosh, Andrus.
Andrus might have got it cut right there.
Ball.
Get it out, Lucas.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on. Oh, he's
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
bleed it.
That was a big cut.
That was.
Go get him, Lucas. He's got to
Oh,
still
has
be
he done it? I don't know. I think Andrus might have milked it good enough.
Yeah.
That is an
Be
art.
back up to speed.
That is an art in iRacing.
It
Leading
is.
off.
White flag
more
is
lap.
out, so our leader, Brett Quincari, has started the final lap here. Old is trying to chase him down, but he's just been holding there at right about 6.5 seconds behind Brett. And then Shaun, Lucas, and Andrus have been having this fun race back here for the 3rd spot. And Andrus just started
come
the
on,
slowdown
Lucas
penalty.
has a run
Lucas
on him.
right on his bumper here into the final lap. Andrus taking a defensive
Good
line
job.
here.
Come on,
Lucas
Lucas. Get
using
under him.
all those curbs to
Good
try
job.
to look for any opportunity, but not seeing it happen there. Quite the contrast between these two cars too. That Lambo has been, I think, one of the favorites in the official series. Has shown a lot of speed, but then Lucas is back there with that heavy front-engined Mercedes.
I tell you, that kid's line is so good. Andrus is too.
Now, what Andrus can't afford is to have another one of those big
Yeah.
cuts that
Not with
results
Lucas
in
this
another
close.
slowdown. Because Lucas will pass him this time. If that, oh no, yeah, he keeps it
He
under
got it.
control this time.
That's
yeah.
such a tough corner too. It sucks you out there like really easy.
Gone through the chicane there for the final time on his way to a third place finish here this evening.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm happy. Well,
Brett,
hold on. I still got a couple corners. I'm
Brett
capable of screwing
Puncari
it all
has
up
the
still.
finish line, the checkered flag in his sights, and he passes the stand and will take the win in tonight's little 15-minute fun race. Congratulations there to Brett. Nice, very nice drive. Just kept it clean and orderly there up front. Oldest man worked his way all the way up from the back to second place. A solid run for him there at the end. And then Shaun, man, you made it through that kerfuffle, shall we call it, there on the opening couple of laps and brings it home in third. Andrus in that Lambo, solid run there. Also turned from the back, moved himself all the way up to fourth. And then Lucas in that Mercedes, bringing it home in fifth. Great job, guys. That was a lot of fun.
That was good. I did not expect
good
third
race.
place. I suddenly, you know, it's so typical of me. I think I try too hard in qualifying or practice, and I overdrive the car so badly that I'm just losing like 2/10 on entry, another 10th recovering through middle, and maybe I'm getting off the corner okay by the time I've lost those 3/10. But there's 3/10 and then just an average run off the corner. I think that's what I do all practice long. And then I get into race mode and I actually relax and go like a full second quicker. I mean, it's not a good thing. This is not braggadocious. This is sort of like pointing out a flaw that I'm aware of. Robby was earlier talking about working with drivers, and you have some that absorb information like a brick, and you have some that absorb information with a sponge. And when you're a coach, even if you're your own coach trying to get more out of yourself, you have to acknowledge what you're doing wrong, and you have to make those adjustments if you're going to be better.
Yeah.
So, you know, just looking at my practice and qualifying, push, over, pushing into understeer, pushing with the gas pedal so hard in the corners, pushing with the brake too late, causing understeer, causing mid-corner wiggle recovery, and just not putting laps together. And then again, just take it down a notch, drive like you know how to drive, and you find a second. So I need to learn and back it down. This is pretty consistent for me in Hotlap Humpday, by the way, to really struggle
Well,
through
that's
practice.
it's also you said you've been in LM2 and other
Yeah.
cars with downforce, so that's the first thing that happens when you've got to step off of that.
Yeah,
You follow
and I was
me?
driving.
I mean,
I was driving.
If we would have had an
no
open
problem.
wheel car with front wings, you wouldn't have noticed that. You follow
Right.
me?
Yep. Yep.
That's the same with that. There really is a difference between the non-downforce and downforce cars.
Yeah.
In how you
when-
can
When
drive.
we first started driving together, you and me, Robby, I think I was a lot more of a GT driver at the time, and that's where and then you would always talk about lack of downforce, and I was like, okay, well, whatever, it's working for me, right? But no,
Right.
I've kind of, because of what I've been racing over the last few seasons, it's kind of changed for me too, and yeah, experiencing exactly the same.
Yeah, no, it really is. I mean, every time for me step into these cars, I like downforce cars. I like to have that as part of the toolbox,
Yeah,
that I think about.
sure.
It's not in these cars,
No.
So consequently, you've got to drive to the front tires and that's it. You
Yeah.
cannot go any more than that. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's and there's only X amount you can do, and the people that can back up and stay within that confinement is good. With downforce cars, I think you can push that envelope a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely. Yeah, well, like in these, if you just keep driving into that understeer on entry, it's like, like anybody, you're causing increased tire heat.
Yeah, and it won't be long before you pay.
Yeah, and so like as you continue to do it, you're just making it worse on yourself as the laps go by.
Correct.
Road rash.
And then once it goes over, there's no coming back.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't seem to get it back without, I mean, it's worse than taking a slowdown. I mean, you have to like go so off for so long to get the tire to come back to you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Road rash. Everyone could use a coach one day, and here's what I'm going to say to you: if you ever do have the opportunity, I hope you listen to the words that we've been talking about today, because again, it's about opening yourself up and being critical of yourself even when working with a coach. And then the other thing is, coaches do cost money, generally speaking. So here are a few other recommendations I'm going to give you just, for somebody who's out there thinking I could use a coach. Number one, your best driving buddy can be your coach. You can coach each other. What it takes is critical thinking. It takes watching what somebody's doing. And, you heard Robby commenting on Leo or Lucas's driving line, right? And if you're watching over your friend, you can be very critical of their driving line. And, so if you were to use me as an example and go through my race, you'll probably say, oh, okay, look, you're missing your apexes by 2 feet here. You got to get down to that apex. Or on these apexes, you're just steamrolling it. You got to be a little more patient with your turn in, right? The driver might, as a driver, I tend to cover up the mistakes in the car by driving around them. I tend to drive around my mistakes by trying to hide them. And that's our job. But, the coach, the crew chief, the other people, their job is to get the most out of the combination, which would be stop protecting us by covering up the mistakes. So again, being hypercritical, and you don't even need a friend if you're capable of doing it to yourself. But it does really require holding yourself to a really high standard, watching your replays, and looking at your car position, looking at your car stability. A lot of times if you're seeing that rear end jump around a lot on entry, on exit, that's driver input that's going on. And so even without a coach, you can take yourself a long way if you just step out of the driver role and into the coach role for yourself. I highly recommend doing that, especially. And that is the beauty of sim racing, is it allows us to step away, come back, and be hypercritical.
Right.
So yeah.
And the hard thing about that, really, once you do everything that Shaun just said, you've got to finish it by, and the hard part is, now I know what the car wants, now do that every lap.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's like one thing to sit here and say, okay, I know if I ease up, I'll go faster. Now ease up with 3 guys on your tail.
Right. Totally different.
You know what I mean? So that's where the real discipline comes in, is to then actually get to where you're doing it.
Yeah. All right. So one more time, I'm going to pull up a shot here. Brett Punkari. I'm sorry, messed up your name, Brett. My replay is not showing Brett's car very consistently, unfortunately.
I know. I can't either. It's almost like it blinks on me. I don't know why.
There we go.
I had a problem even watching him in an in-car.
There we are. There's a great shot of that Ford Motorsport sponsored Porsche GT3 of Brett Punkari, who won today's event. Well, the fun race, I should say. He won the fun race because we kind of have 2 events. The official winner, as we noted from qualifying, was Leonardo Dragata with that qualifying run of 1:42.712. Amazing. Great job, Leo. Andrews.
That was good.
Pudiclis were rounding out the podium for that. And again, our fun race was Brett Punkari, oldest Pudiclis, and then I found myself in 3rd place, so not too bad.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much. Wouldn't be the same if you didn't show up. It would have been very quiet, or it would have just been the sighs from Robby and the grunts from me. That would have been the only audio going
Or the
on.
cuss words back and forth when we decided to.
Oh no! Hey, as always, a lot of fun. These hot laps are so fun, and what 3rd Wednesday? We'll be back again in May.
Absolutely. Hey, Joe Dynamite, thank you so much. I don't have my money. I'll give you the big double thumbs up. Thank you, Joe, for the donation. I appreciate it. And you're welcome for the stream. And you're welcome, Road Rash, for the advice. And Donnie Schatz's sprint car.
Shots.
Oh, shots. Oh, that's the Ford Motorsport. Yeah, that would make sense then. Blue Goose.
I coached him in real life once.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then I think what I'll finish with, Jeff mentioned it, 3rd Wednesday of next month will be our next edition of Hotlap Humpday. Put that in your calendars. And the other thing that I wanted to mention, it just slipped my mind. I had it on the tip of my tongue, and now I've forgotten. If you are watching and you want to get involved in any of the sim pit racing that we have going on, we have a couple different leagues. We have a road racing league that runs on Sundays. We have an oval league that runs on Mondays, and then we have a rally league that you run on your own time each week. You can find information on all of those in the SimPit Discord. Type in !Discord. It'll get you a link, or there's a description in the show. And Robby, if you do want to join us for rally, just hit me up, and I'll talk you through getting into the EA RaceNet. And it's like you said, you just run it you have 7 days to run your events, and it's like usually like 6 stages per event.
Is it like a game? You just buy it? Is that basically what it is?
Yeah. And it's
it's EA Rallycross?
EA WRC.
EA's WRC.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So it's a game. You buy it for the PC, download it on the PC.
Yeah.
And then fair enough. Is it a huge one like iRacing or
no
R Factor?
No, it's real simple because
I don't need to buy a new hard drive to get it.
No, and there's no DLC or anything to deal with. It's like you just download the game and all the content's already in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oldest, what? Just out of curiosity, we talk about cars that suit you. What's your discipline, Oldest? What's your preferred type of car? I am becoming a downforce car. I never was.
I know. You really used to give me a lot of crap about that and make fun of me.
I just used to be like so.
Dude, it's like, you go out with women and then you go out with a supermodel. What are you doing? Downforce is that.
SFL.
What is SFL?
What is
that?
I'm trying to think. What is the SFL? I should know. Super Formula. Oh, okay. I haven't run much of those, to be honest with you.
That's an open wheel car, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like the Japanese Indy car. I think it's a little more horsepower than
all right. Yeah.
I think they run
there we
turbos.
Go. Nice.
Yeah, they're nice cars. There's a Toyota and a Honda, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
We should run those.
I agree. Well, Oldest, I have no say or control. I am definitely hoping for a few things before the end of the year. This is the 4th event with 8 to go. I would love to see us in some trucks or some rallycross for one event for sure. Even though
haven't we done sedans the whole time now? We've done 4 sedan basically.
Yeah. And then the other is we really need a downforce car because there's some downforce drivers who are going to excel. And that's what it's about. That's for what I love about Hotlap Humpday, because we changed the types of track, the types of car each week. I mean, fast guys are always going to be fast in everything. That's just the law of racing. But when we switch disciplines, it gives other drivers an opportunity to shine because maybe it's the car that they're really comfortable with or type of racing. But yeah, we have to get at least one oval in for the year. And I mean, honestly, probably if we're only going to do one, it probably should be more of a downforce car but maybe even 2, do something more on the NASCAR and then something also in the 40. But I have no say. I am just a innocent bystander who starts the streams. It's really, and unfortunately, he's not a lobbyable person. Like, I don't think you can buy off or convince Kevin Ford to do something that isn't his agenda. So you can try, but I honestly, I think if you ask for something, you're probably more likely not to get it with the way Kevin thinks.
You got to do like a reverse psychology thing on him, right?
Yeah, totally.
So send him tell him how much I love these slow sedans. Could we have them?
Yeah. Or, I just hope that whatever you do, please just don't put us in an IndyCar at Indy. Just whatever you do.
Don't do that. Wouldn't that be fun? That really would be a fun run.
I would like to see that. Even I'm so bad at that combo. I drive into arrow understeer every time.
It's Indy. I mean, honestly, it is a tough oval.
You need some tension in your throttle pedal to not spin in any kind of formula. Leo, I run a very stiff throttle spring compared to most people, and it's for that reason, because I have a tendency to just slam it to the ground, which is why I used to be a GT driver guy. I'm trying to smooth out, and I think that's why I'm starting to get better with downforce cars. We at the beginning we were talking about. I think this might have been off air. Me and Robby were talking about the mid-engine versus the front engine in the cars as we were picking, and I'm like, I'm kind of more of a front engine rear wheel drive, and it's that sloppy driving style. And I mean, I hope I don't offend people, but It is. It's sloppy. Front engine, rear wheel drive. It's that American V8. Spin the tires off the corner. You're gonna hit some understeer because you got so much front weight. But it's so predictable and easy technically. But
the other cars are too once you learn their characteristics. In other words, the mid-engine's no different once you learn what it does.
Yeah. Oldest. I think that's what this represents best. The Hotlap Humpday. A lot of us own a lot of content that we never get to step into. It kind of sucks when you have to buy something for the event, though. I mean, you always have to weigh if it's worth it. But it is a great opportunity to dust off an old car or maybe a track you haven't been to. And I am often surprised with how fun the combinations. Kevin does a great job of picking combos. So in general, it's usually a lot of fun.
It's funny. So Leo's saying they spin. I don't know. Oldest, do you find that there's a lot of wheel spin on the Formula cars? Like, I guess we got to work on that a little bit because I would say if you're getting loose in a Formula car, it's just too slow in the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Where that underspeed overspear.
Yeah, that would be it. Because if you roll through the corner, for me, the back ends are much. Like I get way worse wheel spin in a GT car.
Sure. Well, at lower speed, you have so much more torque available, usually, generally speaking.
Yeah, I agree with all this. Yeah, not really. More F1s and SFLs. Yeah, they have power. I agree.
Yeah.
Leo, we can talk about it next time we work.
Cool. All right. Well, any other thoughts, everybody? I think that's going to do it for today, this month's edition of Hotlap Humpday. It was a fun one. I always like being on the podium. That's more fun than being in the trailer. And,
I agree.
So once again, I want to thank you, Jeff, for filling in. Hopefully we'll see you again, if not in the mic, out on the track. You posted a great time in your 3 laps. Let me just show these guys how it's done. Great job.
Right.
And Robby, thank you as well. And thank you to everybody out there who participated in the event or watched the event. It was a good time. And we'll be here on the 3rd Wednesday of next month, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. East Coast time. You do the conversion for the Europe and other places. And that's going to do it. This one more time, I'm going to thank Frank Rico of Ricmotech for hosting these events and making sure that we all have fun month after month. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Shaun Cole. This is the guys of Hotlap Humpday, and we will all see you on the track. Bye-bye now.